Hello young students, you are welcome in biology classes by SOT. It is the third of the series Reproduction. It is for students of 10th class of CBSE. But of course, students of other group can also be benefited from this. Today we will talk about reproductive health. Actually, during development of a teenage, for some time body growth takes place, height increases, body strength develops. But when development of sex organs starts, it needs much more of energy, and much more utilization of resources. So at that time body growth diminishes. It is organized by Society of Career Technology, Jan Vikas Mahasabha, Vidyarthi Pratibha Utsav. The Director of Program is Mr. Pankaj Kumar. Technical support by Rajanandini and Bhagiratna. Resource person myself, Dr.Agam Dayal. So one thing I would like to tell you, that biggest pleasure in our life is spiritualism and meditation. That's why in our Gurukul earlier, teaching of meditation and spiritualism was given to the students. At the second level, second pleasure is the sexual act, but it is accompanied with childbearing. So unless we are not mentally prepared and physically prepared for becoming parents, these acts should be avoided. And in our society, following systems are used. First of all, this is the surgical operation, which is done for permanent condition. If already a couple have given one to birth and they don't need any more. It is said that it is 100% successful, but no, it is only 70% successful. So in tubectomy done in a female individual, the duct fallopian tube is cut here surgically, maybe laparoscopically, here and here, so that ovum coming out from ovary may not reach up to uterus. Similarly, in case of male individual, you know that sperms after formation in testis, by the vas deferens they go meet the urinary duct and form the urethra. So here it is cut surgically so that sperms fail to go further. Another technique is very commonly used, which is effective for 2-3 years continuously, which is called IUD or IUCD, intrauterine devices or intrauterine contraceptive devices. They are of 3 types. One made up of plastic of double S shape, which is called Lippes loop, and second copper T or copper 7. These are inserted inside the uterine cavity of a female. Their presence disturbs the uterine environment and pregnancy fails to develop. Then another procedure is use of pills or tablets. There may be Overall, Centroman, Sarili and many other brands already in the market. They have to be taken daily by a female individual, and they are anti-ovulatory. They stop release of ovum from the ovary, and this way they help in family planning. Another system is use of barriers. Barriers check the meeting of sperm and ovum. In case of female individual, also a diaphragm barrier is used. It is inserted in the uterine cavity by a trained doctor. And other system is which can be used by a male individual himself. There is a balloon-like structure called condom. It is wrapped over the penis, and so that ejaculated semen falls in the tip and fails to meet the ovum. So these are very essential informations. They should be known to every person, whether he is a biology student or not, whether he is a student or he is a teacher. It should be very clear in their mind. There is one more interesting thing. As the sex organs are very much exposed to external environment, they are very susceptible to infections of bacteria, viruses and some protozoans, and they can be transmitted from one individual to the other. So they are called sexually transmitted diseases. For example, syphilis, gonorrhea, AIDS, trichomoniasis. So it is very essential for everybody that he should keep his reproductive organs in a very clean situation to avoid any infection. And a few years ago, two technology developed. One was amniocentesis, in which from developing embryo, surrounding developing embryo, we have amniotic cavity. From amniotic cavity, by help of a syringe, some amniotic fluid is taken out. It contains 2-3 cells from external surface of the developing child. They are stained and then observed under a microscope, and then photograph is taken of all the chromosomes. By studying these chromosomes, this is called karyotyping or ideogram, we can find it out whether the developing child is a male or female individual. Actually, this technology was discovered for this thing, that if there is any congenital abnormality in developing child, any disease which cannot be cured, in that condition, after knowing that, the developing child may be aborted. But nowadays, for pretty long time, it was taken for the diagnosis of male and female, and if it is a female child, many of the couples use abortion of the developing child. It is very unfortunate. Nowadays, sonography or ultrasonic waves are used for diagnosis of developing child, whether the developing child is healthy or not, and if there is any abnormality, some treatment can be given. Here also, after 3 months, it can be find it out by ultrasonography that whether the developing child is a male or female. Some of the persons tried to use this information of sex determination for their petty ambitions, and if it was a developing female child, it was aborted. And during last few years in our society, number of girl candidates has decreased as compared to male boys. So this, by law, this determination of male and female child is totally prohibited and punishable for both patient and the doctor. Otherwise, MTP or medical termination of pregnancy, it is used for whether any abnormality in the development of child, and that development of child may become a problem for her mother or for the developing child itself. In that case, doctor can do by operation MTP or medical termination of pregnancy, with which the embryo is taken out, but it is done in very special cases. Thank you very much.